Another way you can label your pattern is by writing cut to piece or PCS. What this means is that you should have two fabric cut out from this. When you see a pattern that says cut to piece or two pieces, what it means is that place this single pattern on a folded fabric. So I'm just folding my muslin like this, and I'm going to place my center back, as you can see, on the folded fabric. So what you should do is that you should have at least almost equal seam allowance, or depending on the amount of seam allowances you're used to working with, but you should have some seam allowances at the center back, which will accommodate a seam, and at the side seam, which will also accommodate your side seam. So you pin or you place some weight on it, then you trace like we just did before for the front. So now we are tracing the back. Highlight your dot and add all your seam allowances. So for the seam allowances, let's say I want to add 2 cm each to the center back, like I'm doing now. And I also want to add 2 cm to the side seam. Connect my lines. So if I should cut this out, you see that we're going to come out with 2 separate pieces of fabric. And flip this, you'll see that we have 2 different patterns. So one will be for the left part and one will be for the right. And if I should bring the one we cut earlier, you can see that there's a lot of difference. So this is cut on fold, this is cut 2 piece. Supposing you have like a stylized pattern that says cut 1 piece, I just want to place this center front pattern on a folded plain paper for you to see what a stylized pattern may look like. So I'm just going to trace this all around. So I'm using my tracing wheel just to highlight it. That I need to equally highlight the bust area with my set square. I'm just connecting all the areas I traced together, then I can trim off. So this line here is going to be my straight grain. That's the middle of this place is going to be my straight grain. So let me just draw a line to indicate it more. In the instance that you have a stylized and you see a label that says cut 1 piece like this, so let's say this is how it looks like. I just want to transfer the shoulder that's here. So we want to just assume that the shape and the style of our bodies is asymmetric, and so we can't cut on fold, we can't cut two-piece. I just transferred it that to show that that's okay. And what is written on it is cut one piece, because there's no way you'll be able to cut two pieces out of this, and there's no way you'll be able to cut this on fold. So what you should do is that you place the fabric open. You don't need to fold like we've been doing, just place it open. Then you grab your pattern, put it on top of your fabric like so. So I'll just put some weight on it, then we trace. So I'm just adding all the seam allowances. So I'm going to cut this out and show you what it looks like. So when the labeling says cut one piece like this and right side up, so it means you can't flip the pattern like this, and it means you must use only the front of the fabric. You can't use the wrong side of the fabric to cut, so you have to spread the right side of the fabric. I have this fabric here I got from Joanne. So if this is the right side of my fabric, I have to place my pattern like this on it to cut. I can't cut from the wrong side. This is the wrong side of the fabric, so I can't do this. Just an example, I can't do this to cut. I have to use only the right side to cut the fabric, and that is because we are trying to preserve the style of the design. So if you look at this pattern now, you'll see that this is my left side and this is my right side. Then we have it that coming from the French seam angle, and we have another that coming from the neck. So if you cut this from the wrong side, what it means is that this dart which is at the right side is going to be at the left, and this neck dart which is on the left side of the neck is going to come from the right. So it's going to be something like this, and we don't want that. And so since we are trying to preserve the style that we've drafted, we have to cut right side up from the front of the fabric, not from the wrong side of your fabric like I showed you just now. So you can't cut like this. I hope you understand. You have to cut like this. So you do all your tracing, and you be careful enough not to mess up your fabric with a lot of chalk markings. We can't cut two pieces out of this. We can't cut this on fold. We have to cut one piece, but it has to also be right side up. So I'll just trace this out in the fabric for you to see. I'll do that in a muslin. This is what it looks like after I've cut it out from this pattern that I created, that I slashed. So I put some seam allowances here to enable me stitch, but I just wanted to emphasize on the cut one piece, ROSU, we should note that now. Then cut on fold, even though it's a single piece of paper or pattern. And the final one is cut two pieces, even though it's a single piece of paper. This concludes our video and tutorials for today. So if you like this video, please kindly give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching.